Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone presented by Brock, the Batters Orthopedic Clinic, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com, Restored Motions, and RestoredMotions.com. All right, hope you all are having a great start to your Saturday. Hope you had a nice Friday evening last night. Hang on one second. One second. Wardrobe change. Need to be my uniform. You know that. All right. Ooh,
We asked patients what the holidays mean to them.
Hey, boom. All right, y'all. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Boom. Okay. All right, guys. Let's say some good mornings here. Hope your Sunday's off to or Saturday's off to a great start. Pels win last night. They beat the Suns. Pretty emphatic too. Little scuffle at the end. If you missed it, Zion. Pels were up 9. Suns miss a shot. Larry Nance gets the rebound. Zion was kind of snowbirding and threw kind of like a full length pass, and Zion did like a windmill 360, and Suns didn't love it. Oh, what is that? Oh God, that's crazy. Whoever that was storming the court, that was pretty raucous. It was like a high school gym though. But anyway, but get it done again, man. Great to see the Pels maintain first place. The other reason that's significant is you start talking about potential tiebreakers. The season series matters. So now you're tied at 1 on the season series with Phoenix. So. And then yesterday, Cam Wire became the latest LSU Tiger to jump in the portal. So, been telling y'all for a little while that offensive line was going to be a spot that LSU was going to target in the portal. They were expecting to lose some of these veteran offensive linemen. So Wire's the first. I don't think he'll be the last of the offensive linemen to jump in the portal. So, all right, you know the drill. We'll say some good mornings here. Anything y'all got, fire away. We'll say some good mornings, questions, comments, concerns, all that sort of stuff. Fire away. You know the drill. All right. Let's see. AOD3 Go Pels. Jonathan Martin. Good morning. Mike the Tiger. 2023 National Champs. Matt Plavidal. Good morning. Ready for the Crusaders to win the ship tonight. All right, all right. Dane Bergeron. Go Army. Okay. Cliff Nelson. Good morning. John Malassaw. Thoughts on the Suns getting upset last night? They weren't upset. The Pels were 2.5-point favorite. So, in a very real, literal sense, that was not an upset. The Pels were the home team. They're in first place in the West, and they were favored in that game. So the Suns were not upset last night. The favorite won. Von Bluesman, good morning. Ryan Aruba Show, good morning. Zion was a monster. You know, if you missed it, we did talk to Graf on the show yesterday, and he brought up a great point, which I guess I hadn't thought of, but in the last 2 years that we've seen this Suns Pelicans matchup, of course, regular season last year, and then in the postseason, and then the game earlier this year in Phoenix, Zion didn't play. So you were without BI and without Herb last night. So you were without 2 starters last night. But this was also the first time Phoenix was going to see Zion. And see them, he did. Zion led the way with 35 points. He was 13 of 17 from the floor. He was 9 of 12 from the free throw line. And added 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal. His plus minus, and so for those who don't know, the plus minus in basketball is basically what is your team's score relative to the other team when you're on the floor. So the Pelicans were plus 30 with Zion on the floor last night. Nobody else. Let's see. Jose was plus 13. Larry Nance was plus 11. CJ was plus 8. That's incredible. Suns were minus 18 with Booker on the floor. Minus 13 with Craig on the floor. Plus 3 with Chris Paul. Zion was plus 30. I mean, whew, what a night. Anyway, all right. Craig Dugal, what's up? Truax, Bubba Tatum, good morning. Kelly Gross, hey Dad, good morning. Ricky Lambert, Charlie Gale, Clegg's Nursery, good morning. Checking in from Clegg's. Pelicans on a roll. Tigers need good play versus Wake at Atlanta today. Yes, yes indeed. I'm not sure who's running the account over there at Clegg's right now, but good morning to whoever that is. Good morning to all my friends over at Clegg's. And I'll remind you as well, please get by Clegg's. I was told middle of this week, still a really good selection of Christmas trees. So maybe whoever is running the Clegg's account right there can drop a note and say, so really good selection of Christmas trees still. Tons of Christmas decor. All your poinsettias, they got them. So get by Clegg's. We go to the Clegg's on Segan Air Airline. We don't know where they are. So go see Clegg's. It's a great day. No LSU game. You only got the Army-Navy game. You got some time, man. With in 3 weeks to Christmas. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, wait. 2 weeks to Christmas. 2 weeks from Sunday. Yeah, you better hurry, y'all. Better get by Clegg's today. Let's see. Where are we? Matthew Kewen, good morning. The Diamond dinner was last night in Tiger Stadium. Brian Kelly oohed at the crab fried rice, but learned that he does, in fact, love Cabernet. Okay, crab fried rice. Why would he ooh at crab fried rice? Todd Harris, good morning. Jeremy Sagely, good morning. Long week. Haven't been able to catch your show till today. Hopefully next week getting more fixed. You got it, Jeremy. Thanks for being here when you can. Lance Richard. Whoops. Good morning. Headed to the Dome to watch nephew the final. All right, man. Good luck to all the high school teams. I know Dunham fell last night at St. Charles Catholic. Great season though for Neil Weiner and the crew over there. Happy for all the Dunham folks. Sorry they came up a little bit short, but a great season nonetheless. I'm showing the highlights here. There's Zion's done. Windmill 360. Okay. Good luck. Nah. Okay, babe. Okay. Trey Pate, Andre Marceau, good morning. I've gotten that question a bunch, Dre, asking that, is Denver Harris someone else you will look into? So, for those that don't know, Denver Harris is a defensive back from Texas A&M. He was suspended after he was arrested for marijuana possession. I think, here's the thing I'll tell you, man. I think if you are Brian Kelly, you have to vet everybody. But the other thing too is, the suspension that came earlier this year against Miami was like a curfew violation. Then there was an arrest because of marijuana possession, and you really have to ask if that's someone that you want to bring into your program. So, I'm not saying that guys don't deserve second chances and all that sort of stuff, and maybe change of scenery would be helpful, but I would be very leery of bringing someone into your program that would disrupt culture or, be a bad fit in that respect. So I didn't answer your question because I don't know Denver Harris. I know he got arrested for marijuana possession and suspended for a curfew violation. Seems like there's it's sort of like a serial offender there, and I think there's very real, legitimate reason to be concerned about potentially bringing that guy in. So I'm not saying no, I'm saying it, but I'm definitely not saying absolutely. Bradley Anderson, Matt, how did the Pels' new coach flip the team so quick? Was it just a philosophy thing? Well, I'll tell you this, Bradley, there's a few things. Remember at the beginning of the season last year, so last year was Willie Green's first year. At the beginning of the season, we obviously didn't have Zion, and you did have injuries. You had not yet seen Jose Alvarado emerge as a sixth man coming off the bench. And you hadn't traded for Valanciunas yet. So there were some key additions, right? So you trade for Valanciunas, who gives you the big rim protector and score. Okay, in the middle. Got it. Gives you the big rim protector and scorer in the middle. And then you made the trade for C.J. McCollum as well, which added a really nice veteran presence and a scorer, like a future Hall of Famer to your roster. And so those two pieces helped. Then Trey Murphy, who was drafted last year, started to emerge. And then obviously Herb Jones really started to emerge. So a lot of those guys, just as the season went along, they learned their skill sets and they found rotations and found roles. So guys that are such key players, now weren't at the beginning of the year last year. And they sort of found their roles, made a few key trades, and then obviously this year Zion's healthy, he's a monster. There's nobody in the NBA that can handle him. He's just, Mike Malone said it the other day when they beat Denver. He's like, there's nobody in the league that can guard Zion. They threw everybody in their roster at him. There's just nobody can guard him. He's just a matchup problem. So, anyway. But you credit David Griffin for personnel, your talent evaluation, things like that. You credit Willie Green for finding the right rotations and getting these guys to like each other. They got the right chemistry. They're legitimate, y'all. It's just not even it's not a cute story. They're legit. They're awesome. They're a contender in the West, Kyle Milliken, morning, Matt. Wedding day. Okay, married my best friend today. Couldn't be more excited, just a little nervous. Kyle, no need to be nervous at all, man. There's no need to be nervous at all, If you confidently made that decision, that's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, there's nothing to be nervous about at all. Just show up. Just show up, say I do, and then have a great party. Shelby Kelly, Pels are real, and they aren't scared. Give me more petty Zion 360 windmills. Yeah, I don't think it was petty. See, and I want to be clear about something. So like last week in the SEC championship game, Kirby and then went for 2 to put 50 on the board, right? And I had a big problem with that. Now, look, you want to do it, okay, and it's on LSU to stop it and all that stuff, but like those receipts are going to come due. And Phoenix may say the same thing after last night, but here's the big difference. You had another option last week. You could have just kicked the PAT, no big deal. But you decided to go for 2, run the trick play just to put up 50. Last night, Phoenix, the game was over. Phoenix could have dribbled it out in the final 10 seconds. They didn't. they decided to be aggressive and go attack the rim. And Nance got the rebound and outletted to Zion, who did the windmill dunk. The dunk didn't make any difference whatsoever. And he put on a show for the crowd and had a cool moment and all that stuff. But whatever. I mean, all the unwritten rule stuff matters. Okay. And you know what? If Phoenix is going to be upset about that, all right, Pels, you better show up. Be ready for it. If the Saints don't fire Dennis Allen, the 2023 Saints will be compared to the 2008 Lions, 2017 Browns. Maybe. I don't know that I'd go that far because there's still talent on this team. Would really depend on who the quarterback is. But I tell you this, somebody finishes with the worst record in the NFL every year. You know what I mean? Somebody decides to finish, or not decides, somebody finishes last with the worst record in the NFL every year. And not everybody is compared to those two teams you mentioned who were winless. Jeremiah Hartle's I'm for MVP. Chewalt 1, good morning. Cliff. Weston Weaver, what's going on? Ronnie Dugai, morning. Working election and was waiting for you to come on. All right, well, here we are, Ronnie. Good to see you there. Steve Blanchard, good morning. Is there an Austin Thomas type role in the program that Polian can move to? I mean, look, there's a lot of, listen, you can create off-field roles, whatever you want to call them, GM or anything like that. Like Brian Kelly has his like chief of staff type thing. But yeah, I mean, you could do stuff like that. There's so many people on the recruiting staff who are pretty important, whose names you don't even know. So yeah, there's always that, that possibility. Let's see, Armstrong grappling. Why aren't player star ratings consistent? Most sites show LSU's top recruits are 4 stars, none are 5 stars. I mean, I don't know. Who cares? They're great players. I don't care if you're a 4 or 5 star. And the other thing I'll tell you too is remember the rating that really matters is the final ranking or rating as you get closer to signing day, because that's when players' senior seasons are evaluated. Hang on one second. You want to come say hi to Dad's show? Yeah. You want to come say hi to Dad's show? Okay. Here he comes. Okay. Here we go. All right. Who do you see? Who do you see? You got a little mohawk going on. Who do you see? Can you say hi, Dad's show? Showing a little chest there, huh? Your button came on. Can you say hi, Dad? Show?
Hi, Dad.
Well, that was really sweet. Good job. All right. Where are we? Sonny Warbington, Ali Samanduri, good morning. Bernard, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Kelly Presley, Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck. Todd Harris, love the Army-Navy game. My Air Force Falcons holding the trophy this year, am high. Okay. Dad, the cashier at Alexander's loves Drew. I bet it was Sarah. Huh. I bet it was. All right, there's Clay. Still a good tree supply for Christmas. Poinsettias are gorgeous. Holiday cactus. Christmas getting close. Go buy Clegg's. Get your Christmas decor at Clegg's. Todd Harris, feel like a little kid waiting for Christmas. Excited to see the players Brian Kelly can bring in. Kirk Taylor, Derek Adams, what's going on? Love the dunk at the end. What do you think about the scuffle? It really doesn't bother me when players do that in basketball. You want to put up a late three. The only time I care is if I have a wager on the game and that it disrupts the total or the spread. It's a bad beat. Like that would be the only time. But it didn't last night, so I really don't care. Bubba Smith, good morning. Jacob Falcon, did I miss a reaction to on Zion's dunk? I mean the Suns didn't like it, but okay. Kurt, go Army beat Navy. Okay, got some conflicting sides this morning, huh? I love you. Did you sleep so good? Darren Gagnon, assuming Dennis Allen is retained, your opinion on who the casualties will be, if any? Certainly Pete Carmichael, I think, would have to be one. But there would have to be changes for sure. Paul Losi, what's going on? David Tolson, I know the focus is on football, but can you give a quick overview of LSU men's basketball season so far? Absolutely. So they're 7-1. Only loss is to Kansas State. That was down in the Caymans. That was the controversial finish where Trey Hannibal hit the runner in the lane, beat the clock, but they determined the clock didn't start in time. So they waved it off, and LSU lost. They have not played. That's the only Power 5 opponent they've played, and they really have not played a tough schedule at all. But it's been an opportunity just to kind of stack wins as you try to improve. So they're 7-1, but they've got some legitimate holes. Adam Miller, who had the torn ACL a year ago, he's back. He's their leading scorer, best player. KJ Williams, who was the Ohio Valley Player of the Year at Murray State last year, he's been, he could be a double-double any night as a power forward. So you're going to get to know a lot of new names. Tigers play Wake Forest today in Atlanta at the Holiday Hoops Giving Classic, and see if they go get a win. LSU is a slight favorite in that ball game by about 2 points. Wake has played one ACC game already. They lost by 20 to Clemson, but they did beat Wisconsin by 3, I believe. So very similar, LSU and Wake at this point. Tyree Appleby is Wake's best player, averages about 18 a game. He's the guy that you really have to lock down on D, but see if they can go get a win today. Who do you like for the Heisman? If I had a vote, Hendon Hooker would have gotten my vote, but Caleb Williams is going to win it. He's going to win it. We know, that's just the way this goes now, because there's enough voters that can be polled, and when Vegas puts out their odds, you can look at the odds. No, so Caleb Williams is minus 2,500. He's won the award. I mean, he is going to win it tonight. So. Ben Talbot, love the show. Hope we kill it in the Portland recruiting. All right, thanks, Ben. Mark, good morning. Let's see. Jeremy Sagely, Jeremy Weiss, what's going on? To me, if you're into recruiting, screw the star rating. Pay attention to who and how many offers a young player has. I'll agree with that. I do look at that. I go, okay, well, who are the other offers? If the other offers are Bama, Georgia, Ohio State, Florida, Auburn, Michigan, yeah, USC. Yeah. Ronnie Paola, why are you not on screen? I was going to get my son out of the bed. Michael Ongeron, good morning. Say good morning, Drew. You too, man. Say good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Michael.
Good job. Wendell Norman, Trivia Carter, Roger Dodger, good morning. Is there a deadline to be out of the portal? No, there's not. Remember, this 45-day window, which ends on January 18th, that's just a window for players to enter the portal. They do not have to pick a new school or decide to stay in that window. That's just the window for them to declare if they're entering the portal. Stephen Bond, good morning. Ronnie Duga. How do you now in 11? LSU at 11. Thankful for technology. You saying Santa? What does Santa say? What does Santa say? Carl the Cat, good morning. Cliff Nelson, can we continue our discussion about whether it's more advantageous for a player to stay for a final year or try to develop further and make a pro team? Yes, as a practice squad. Yes. So Cliff asked that question yesterday as we were wrapping up the show and I had to go. And basically what he was saying is it more advantageous to try to just go pro and develop on the practice squad or stay in college? And I would tell you it depends, but this is what matters the most. NFL teams are, I think you know this, but NFL teams are generally NFL teams are generally going to give more rope to players they have a greater investment in, meaning draft capital. So I'll give you an example. The defensive lineman from Air Force that they took this year, Jackson, who got hurt in in training camp. Well, just put him on IR and let him give it a go next year, right? If a roster spot comes down to a player that you used a draft pick on and a player that was an undrafted free agent, generally you're going to give the guy that was a draft pick more of a shot. Even look at Baker Mayfield. Dude keeps getting chances because look at Josh Rosen. Kept getting chances because he was a top 10 draft pick, right? So like generally speaking, the tricky part to what you're asking, Cliff, is if you leave early and go undrafted, there is a decidedly less chance of you making a roster than if a team uses a draft pick, because they're always going to give you more of a chance if they use a draft pick on you. There are outliers like Stanley Jean-Baptiste from the Saints, who was cut before his second season because he was just terrible. Like this, we just got to cut bait. Okay. So there is the argument to be made, go back to school and get better, improve your draft stock, and be drafted so you're more likely to make a team. What, buddy?
Wheel of Fortune.
You want Wheel of Fortune on the TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Daddy will help you. Okay. Oh, Lord. So it begins. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. As always, shout out to Brock. Patterns Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com. All right, Chris Nelson. Morning, Matt. In my best T-Bob voice, how about them bad news birds? Hudco jingle that baby. I should have Hudco jingled while I walked away. But okay, here you go. HutcoRoofing.com. Rick Brogan. Brian Pent. Morning, Matt. From somewhere in Indiana. How about some Pelicans last night? Yes, sir. Devin Kelly, what's good? Merrick Mathern, Ryan Robichaux. Is Jose going to mess around and be sixth man of the year? You're a third of the way through the season, but he is most certainly in that conversation. Let's see. Cliff, if the Marine Corps had a team, we would mop the floor with Army, Navy, or Air Force. Even if they took their best players from all their teams, they've got nothing. They're not beating the Devil Dogs. Hoorah. Now, Cliff, I would assume, though, today you are a Navy guy, though, right? Because the Marines are affiliated with the U.S. Navy. So I'm assuming, Cliff, yes, you're a Navy guy today, yeah? Fast. Bob Poole. Joey Metge, morning, Matt and Drew. Sorry if you've already answered this. Any word on if Jaden Daniels is staying? Oh, no, and you know what, Joey? Nobody's asked me that either. That's the crazy thing. Like, it's bizarre. I mean, you would think somewhere along the way someone would ask me that question. Oh, I went way to the bottom. My bad. Sorry, I went all the way to the bottom of the comments. My apologies. No word on Jaden, no. Let's see. Caleb, imagine getting suspended for weed. Yeah, so Caleb, I think it was a little more than just suspended for smoking weed. Connor O'Neill was in the blender last night. Awesome atmosphere. Zion literally felt like he was on another level compared to everyone else on the floor, man amongst boys. I remember when Honey Badger got kicked out of school because of it. Yeah, hopefully those rules change, but keep in mind, Tyrann Mathieu had a dozen positive tests. I mean, they just kept excusing him over and over and over again before they finally got to the point where they're like, yeah, no more. But I'm with you. I think it's ridiculous all the way around. I think we will head to a world where marijuana continues to become legalized more and more and more. When we look back at the fact that we ever suspended people for marijuana, we'll laugh at it. Duval, more likely to happen, Dennis Allen gets fired or Mickey Loomis retires after 23 years. With GM and Pro Sports is there after 23 years. Brian Cashman with the Yankees. More likely to happen, Dennis Allen being fired. Mickey Loomis, I don't think is going anywhere. Gail Benson has her core group that she trusts, Loomis, Dennis Lauscha. So, yeah, Loomis is fine. It would be Allen on the chopping block. Von Bluesman asked Morning Scone, any talk about the NCAA rule change for next season? Coaches contacting players at other schools, targeting. So all that goes through the competition committee, and we learn those usually in the springtime around their meetings. So we'll know that, not now. We wouldn't know that till the spring. Carlos Vlon, remind him to say she always looks good. Matt, you was smooth with your wife's question on the boots. Okay. Oh, that's right. The guy's getting married. Yeah. Brown Bear 765, morning from Virginia. My wife's coworker is Brian Kelly's sister-in-law. Such a small world we live in. Okay. Classical baby. Okay.
That's not classical baby.
What do you want? Tell me what you want. Classical baby? That's the one you were just watching, silly. That's okay. There you go. Okay. Oh, man. Like the good old days. Drew's got me up and down, fast forward in different shows 100 times in the morning. YouTube, smash that like button if you would. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Like the page, share the post. Mick Still, good morning. Patrick Berglass, good morning. Who do you have in Army, Navy? I would be lying to you if I told you that I had a side here. I think I'm always interested in betting this game because the under has hit 16 consecutive years. But for the first time in that time, they've significantly lowered the total. Navy is a 3-point favorite, but usually that total is around 39, 40. The total is 32 today. So they have dramatically lowered the total by a touchdown, basically. And so, by the way, I heard Jimmy Ott say this, if the total were 32 over that stretch, the under would be 9-7. So this is probably much more closely in line with what it should be, right? But we'll see. Phil Smith, I would expect Cardell Thomas to transfer. I don't see him playing. It's amazing that I still get asked about Cardell Thomas. I mean, I think the thing that I've told y'all for 3 years now, a lot of you are starting to realize, like, that was a guy who was a big kid throwing around little kids in 1A football, got a high star ranking, went to the elite prospect camps, didn't compete very well, saw his star ranking drop. He was a local kid that was highly graded, so you had to recruit him, which you did. He wanted to be at LSU, and he was very vocal. He did a lot of interviews and all that sort of stuff, so people got excited about it, but he's just not an SEC lineman. So, and I'm not knocking him. He's worked hard. He stayed. He is. He's hung out here and continued to work hard to try to work for a spot. But you keep getting passed up. It's pretty telling. So I don't know. I mean, maybe he's content to just stay at LSU and be a Tiger, and be a depth piece, or maybe he wants to go somewhere where he can play. We'll see. Do you think we'll be able to get to a full 85-man roster on scholarship? Yes. I miss Adventures with Ryan Terrio trivia. I miss Adventures with Ryan Terrio. Those were fun. That was the early days of the Matt Moscona YouTube channel. Yes, there's a moose on Drew's pajamas, yes. Cortland, I don't know if you talked about this before, assuming the SEC keeps all in-state rivalries on Thanksgiving weekend, does LSU play Arkansas or Oklahoma every year? I don't think either, as a matter of fact. I think LSU's permanent 3 will be A&M and the 2 Mississippi schools. Since the bowl game is, I don't know that I would expect fully A&M and Texas to play every year, even when they come back into the league. I don't know that they're going to be paired. I would expect Texas and Oklahoma would be. But we'll see how it goes. Since the bowl game is a complete exhibition, would you play Howard significant snaps? I understand that, but that's not the way that they're going to view it, so no. Nikki C, who wins the Army-Navy game? Who wins the Heisman? Well, the Heisman's going to be Caleb Williams. That's done. The Army-Navy game, Navy. We'll go Navy. Normal to have conference games already in December. Oh, you're talking about Wake Forest playing Clemson. Yeah, some do that. Zane P67, good morning. Do you think Wake is an SEC team? What do you mean, do I think Wake is an SEC team? They're an ACC team. I don't know what you're asking. Bob Poole, good morning. Let's see. Ronnie, what do you think happened to Russell? No one else gave it to you. Jamarcus? Oh. Well, yeah, he ate himself out of the league. I mean, he was as big as an offensive lineman. I mean, that was the problem. And then he got himself in shape a few years later. And remember, he worked out with Jeff Garcia, got himself in shape, and tried to give it another go. And I think he would have had opportunities in lesser leagues. But I don't think he wanted to go play in the USFL or anything like that, or CFL to work his way back in. There was, I'll tell you this, if you watched, there was on the episode of The Pivot, RC's pod, on the episode of The Pivot where they interviewed Jamarcus Russell, he did say the Bears had offered him a contract. And then the Bears offered him a contract, and then he tore his MCL the next day. And so he had to have surgery and couldn't sign the contract. So he did have another offer. but then hurt his knee. When are we getting the Space Force Academy? Daniel Blunt, good morning. Trivia, Matt, we cheer for Navy because Marines play on that team, but we are not Navy. Okay, got it. But I mean, aren't the Marines part of the Navy? No, I thought Marines are part of the Navy. Did LSU sign any portal kids? Not yet. Remember, you can't sign. The early signing period hasn't started yet. That's the early signing period is. I think it's next week. I think the early signing period starts December the 14th. It's next week. December 21st, is that right? It can't be right. Okay, yeah, no, there it is. The early signing period begins December 21st. Let's see. Todd Harris, how on earth does your throat not explode after all the different shows you do? Glad it doesn't. Love the show. Thank you. I don't know. Some days are harder than others. It's funny. The branches of the military go back after each other. Kirk said the Marines are under the Navy. Marines ate so many crayons they can't figure out how to sail. They have get them Navy lads to taxi them around. Jeff McKithen, Brant Roban, good morning. The dudes that have all Drew's got 15 things making noise at one time. Okay, we're going to have to do a little better with sentence structure. Brant said, morning Scone, the dudes that have all left the team for the portal and NFL was all expected, right? Or did anyone surprise you? Okay. I think maybe the only surprise for some would have been Jack. Well, Kayshawn returning is stunning. Jack Besh, but Jack had he had made that decision last week, so I think some were kind of hopeful that he'd stay, but he kind of made that decision last week. So yeah, I think nothing unexpected so far. Why isn't game day at Army Navy? I don't know. I thought about that this morning, Kirk. When I turned on the TV, I was wondering why they weren't there. I don't know. Samuel Merrifield, Matt, do you think Dennis Allen gets fired this year? Who'd you like to see them hire? I mean, here's the thing, Samuel. Like, I think they should move on. The people who cover that team every day seem to believe he's going to get another year. I think it depends what happens over these final 4 games. Like, if you lose out, including next week, if you lose at home to a rookie quarterback making his first start, look, you're going to lose at Cleveland, you're going to lose at Philly, and then you're home against Carolina. if you really face plant here and don't show any signs of life, I think they would move on, yes. All right, smash that like button if you would there on YouTube, Facebook. Please like the page, share the post. Remember, shout out to Brock. The After Hours Clinic is open nights and weekends as an alternative to the ER. That's right there at the Surgical Specialty Center on Bluebonnet. And of course, locations all over. brortho.com. That's brortho.com. B. Lorky, it's my birthday today. Open for 2 Pels dubs. Halfway there, and Saints can't hurt me this weekend either. Good point. Happy birthday, B. Lorky. Hope it's a great day for you, man. You got it, Vaughn. Thanks for being here, man. Gregory Gordy, any news about LSU baseball updates or recruits? Nope. Fall ball over, and wait for the season to get started, man. Let's see. How did Picture Day go the other day? Yeah, not great, honestly. Drew didn't really cooperate very much. So, and that was bad. Bro, this is incredible. Like, the amount of disruptions on the show today are crazy. All right. Hopefully, that's the last time I have to get up. All right. Spurge, good morning. Cortland, Texas, no, you don't play traditional on Thanksgiving. That's true. They play in September, I think. Jesse Post, good morning. Pels game was great. Could be a rivalry starting. I've seen that a lot over the last couple of days. People asking about the Pels Suns rivalry. Let's not force that. Like, it doesn't need to be a thing that's forced or talked about a ton. Just go win. Just go win. Should we start caring about the Maggies as a true rivalry? Why are y'all so obsessed with rivalries today? Is it a rivalry? Who cares? I just want to beat teams. I don't care about rivalries. Label it however you want. I don't care. Rival, this, that. Who cares? I mean, you got to play them. Just go beat them. Should you be concerned about beating them? Yes. They're in your division. They have a lot of resources. They've won 3 of the last 5. You've lost your last 3 trips there. Yes. Yes. Be Fair TV. Just jumped in the stream. Did you see Diane's 360? Yes. Was watching it live. We talked about it earlier in the show. Thanks for watching. Cortland. Jason Rayhill said, yes, the Marines are part of the Navy, but don't like to be told that. LOL. We are not part of the Navy. Just get our funding from them. So you're part of the Navy. Got it. The Navy is pretty much our military Uber. They give us a ride, but asking them to go where we go and do what we do is not happening. Okay. So you're part of the Navy. Got it. Mike the Tiger 2023 National Champs. Saint Taurus, good morning. Surprised there's no Marines, Coast Guard, and Space Force Academy. Oh, kicking the anthill now. Will we ever see an SEC championship game outside of Georgia? Dalton, I don't think so. I think. We did actually. The first few were at Legion Field in Birmingham. Then they moved it to the Georgia Dome. Now it's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think they've just found such a rhythm and cadence there with the venue, the hotels, the way the whole thing's set up. I've always said I think they should alternate year to year. That they should go. Is that Regis Prograis? I've always said they should alternate year to year. Oh, is that Prograis with the LSU jersey on? I'm watching ESPN right now. He put a Burrow jersey on after he won his fight. That was awesome. I don't know, it wasn't Prograis. Still cool to put a Burrow jersey on. I've always said they should rotate New Orleans, Atlanta, but they won't do it. Lance Wilkes, do you think if LSU gets Denver Harris, LSU would be in a better negotiation stance regarding NIL given Denver's circumstances? I don't know what you mean. Okay, picked up a bottle of Smoke a Wagon Malted Rye. I looked at that last week and I didn't buy it. I didn't want to buy it without trying it. Jeff Hawk, good morning. D, good morning. Watched an independent horror movie with the baby mama this morning called Benny Loves You Pretty Good. I can assure you I'll never watch that movie ever. Glad you enjoyed it. Why are you watching that on a Saturday morning, man? I'd be on board with keeping Allen for another year to get a better draft pick when we actually have one. Remember, you're probably going to score some type of draft capital for Sean Payton this year. Jason Rayhill said I was in the Navy. You guys are our brothers. Tell you what, man. Thank you, Jason Rayhill. We're all fighting on the same team here, man. One side's offense, one side's defense, one side's special teams, but all on the same team, man. We all trying to win. Come on now. Southern Extreme, what's good? Ronnie, you need to have commercials for your sponsors when you have a walk-off. Not a bad idea. Jared Esprit, morning Matt Go Pels. Ask Morning Scone, any word on Coach Kelly's staff changes? Nope. Cortland, it's not the rivalry I care about as much as figuring out who our opponents are going to be when most of the league is locked into a game the final weekend. I agree with that. Not only who you play, but when and where you play them does matter. So, yes, I do agree with that. Who would you have there on that final weekend if everyone's playing rivalry games? I think the LSU Texas A&M game would likely stick there. Let's see, Roger Dodger. Bro, thanks for steaming so much of your life. I guess that's streaming. Love, friendly, no BS attitude you bring to everything you do. Could listen to you talk about cornhole for at least 45 minutes before I would tune out. That's cool. Thank you very much for watching. Very kind. Thank you. Ken, whatever Peyton goes, save us. Wherever Peyton goes, save us from Dennis Allen. Are you asking, if Sean Payton goes somewhere, will LSU or will the Saints get picks ultimately that could save you from Allen? I don't know, and quite honestly, I don't know that I want Dennis Allen involved in making that selection, especially for selecting a quarterback. But I don't know exactly what you're asking. Alan Black, good morning. All right. If it stays Mizzou, Arkansas, LSU, A&M, Texas OU will have to move to Thanksgiving and not have their game the same weekend as the Texas State Fair. Yeah, that's and I think that's like my understanding is that's likely what would happen, is that Texas and OU would continue to be paired coming in, and it's unlikely that I think OU and Arkansas, or maybe Texas and Arkansas, or maybe both would be paired together, sort of from the old Southwest Conference rivalry days. Like they would pair those annually. Trivia said Army is the LSU 2022 special teams. That's so terrible. Oh, I see what you're saying. If Sean Payton goes somewhere and hires Dennis Allen, could the Saints get more picks from Allen? No, the Saints would have to fire Dennis Allen, and then Sean Payton would hire him. Like, Dennis Allen's not going to leave a head coaching job to go be a DC. The Saints would have to fire him, and then Sean Payton would hire him. So you're not going to get anything for Dennis Allen. Don't think of that. No. You got it, Ronnie. Thank you, man. Barry Jocelyn, morning match show on Thursday. Starting Drew with special guest D-Rock. Wanting Not Wanting Your Opinion was my favorite episode of Scone. Hilarious, and Drew is a rock star, such a sweet fellow. Thank you, Barry. Very kind of you, man. Thanks for watching. Yeah, but keep in mind, Cortland, so you're talking about the Texas A&M game and their annual rivalry. Like, that's not their decision. Like, the league office ultimately is going to make the conference schedules. So they're going to determine those pairings. And I don't think A&M wants that every year. Like, they came here to get away from the shadow of Texas. So I don't think they want to play them every year. Oh, Trivia jumped into the Facebook chat to talk mess to Kirk Taylor. He said, Kirk, I came to trash Facebook to let you know you're upset because you ain't an elite warrior like me and Cliff. Oh, my God. Charles Cancian, do you think Nussmeier transfers? It's going to depend on what Jaden Daniels does. If I had to guess today, I would say yes. But that's a guess. I'm not telling you I know anything because I don't. What I have told you is I think last week there were some pretty clear indicators that Nuss probably was going to transfer. I don't know if the SEC championship game changed any of that. And I don't know what type of draft feedback Jaden Daniels is getting. So I think Daniels will make his decision first, and then Nussmeier will make his decision. But I think Daniels comes back and Nussmeier transfers. That's my guess. Yeah, my guess. Sonny Warbington with the new venue in Birmingham. The SC championship coming here might be a possibility. No, there's absolutely no possibility. The field at UAB is tiny. That UAB plays at is tiny. There's no chance they move it there. And Legion Field is old and decrepit. They're not moving it there. Plus, they're locked into a contract with Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So, no, there's literally no chance that it moves to Birmingham. It's staying in Atlanta. Aaron Hornsby, what's up? Patrick Cason. It took Cliff and Trivia 40 minutes to come up with that trash talk. Marines aren't very bright. Y'all look crazy. All right, we might be just about done here. YouTube, do us a solid. Smash that like button. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock. Of course, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. After hours clinic open nights and weekends as an alternative to the ER. Service all the subspecialties. They got you covered over at Brock. And of course, HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. HUDCO's pinned in the chat. Just do me a solid, man. Click that link. Let us come give you a free, no obligation roofing inspection. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Congrats to STM for the state title. Good luck to my nephew-in-law, offensive coordinator for Notre Dame, playing for a perfect season state title today. Okay. Yeah, good luck to all the high school teams, man. Jared Esprit, hey, can you get Drew to do the LSU? Oh, you want him to sing? Yeah. Thoughts on Bobby Petrino to A&M rumors as OC? I think that's bizarro world. I think Petrino's still a really good coach. He's at Missouri State. He gave Arkansas a real scare this year when he went there with Missouri State. I don't, for the life of me, understand why Jimbo would go that route. Like why you would bring in a 60-year-old OC. Listen, we saw Steve Ensminger do a great job at LSU, but again, he was here on campus already. But if you're trying to reshape your offense, I don't know how that's the route you think you need to go. That's bizarre. Anyway. Okay, Aaron Hornsby from New Orleans, good morning. Gregory Gordy, Ronnie Duga. All right, y'all. All right, let me see if I can get Drew in here to sing. Hey, Drew! Drew, come see. Drew, come see. Oh, there he goes. Hey, come see. I want to tell you something. All right, hey, listen, come here. Come here. Hey, listen. We're gonna finish that show. Oh, you got snot. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. You got snot all over.
Not for Dad's
I'm
show.
gonna give you some Benadryl. Oh. Okay. Anyway, after Dad's show, we're gonna get dressed and go for ride in Daddy's car to
Not for our sons.
We're gonna go to Lucy's.
Not for
Okay, listen, but first, we need to sing Hey Fighting Tigers. Ready?
Hey, fight, tigers, I don't over, cause
Hey Fighting Tigers, bless you. Win the
day to day, go how to do a fight, hit the most back, do the back,
You got to
go for up the school,
make
right the down, up the wall,
roar.
go, get victory for a T-I-G-E-O-S.
Okay. Well, that was not a very hearty effort, but it was an effort. And as you can tell, he's got a little cold. We took him to the doctor yesterday. No flu, no COVID, none of that stuff. Just a little cold. So anyway, all right. We're done. Have a great day. Go Tiger basketball. Go Army. Go Navy. Cheering for everybody today. Go under. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.